Welcome to Bioenergy Wellness Care. We have an interesting guest here with us, Maria Christina Owl, and myself, Richard Lehwald. And she's going to ask me some questions, so go ahead.
Well, Richard, I am really excited to have met you through a mutual friend. And since then, I've had 2 sessions with you. And my husband has also received some sessions with you. And I get curious about the way that you work. It seems that a combination of technologies, like advanced technologies that aren't mainstream at all, and I don't even know how you find some of this stuff. And then you also love the science of it, the proof, measurements, and I think that for many of us, we need that kind of proof to see that the energy healing and the way that these technologies work is actually working. You know, so I get curious about how does it work, right?
Yeah.
So maybe we could start with what do you do? Like, what is a typical session that you do for people?
It can vary depending on the people's needs, wants, affordability sometimes, and as well. And yeah, it just all depends. But I will do a quick brief assessment, and sometimes we can go a little bit longer. But I look at this when I engage within the process, working with the people. I really want to deliver, possibly over-deliver, right? Under-promise and over-deliver, as they say. And because I like to see the results, because their successes becomes my success in the end. I can share and all that. So my energy just goes out there. I would like to really help this person shift in their life, right? And many people have tried all kinds of different disciplines. Sometimes they've been struggling for years, and very often in a short time I can help. I can say I'm 100%, but I would say 90% of the time.
Yeah, and that's a high percentage.
Yeah. And so I think the good part of it is also that I love what I do.
Yeah.
Okay, that's totally who I am. I'm found this is really my purpose, and I think that for a lot of people in life, they just go out living like being the consumer. For me, I think it's when you find purpose, you find value, then there's this energy that just wants to come from you and do the right thing. So of course, this has been a journey of many years. Like you asked me about the technology, and I don't know, it just arrives, right? People come around, they send me some information, or I get a phone call, and they say, we'd like to show you something, and then I go into it. But very often I will test it before I make any commitment on myself. So I was born in New Guinea, down by Australia, and I tell people I'm my own guinea pig. So anything I work with people, it's like me first.
Yeah.
What does my body, what do I know about this? It's got to be real to me. It's not about doing something, selling things, right? It's not about marketing hype and so on. No. The potential of getting results with people and myself can be huge. And of course, it's also then in the belief systems. So people I've seen it where people have come, someone else have brought them along, but they don't want to be part of it. I've learned not to do it at that point, because the resistance can be, even though they might get a shift,
Sure.
they're in denial. So it's better not, because their energy, they're not ready. So basically, stay away from those kind of things. So the other thing is, because we work with our 5 senses and the way we've been programmed is to analyze everything that we see, touch, hear, taste, whatever, based on how the brain works. And so I found, again, with my wands, the way they arrived, it was kind of like they were gifted to me. It was kind of like a miracle, but I believe in these things.
And these are like advanced dowsing rods.
Exactly.
That measures the energy field, the electromagnetic field around our bodies.
Yes, yes.
And so you hold these rods is what he's referring to right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay. I call them my wands. I call them my
You're going to
guns.
see these in action in just a moment.
And, well, I was introduced through another friend that used them to do what they call geopathic stress testing.
Geopathic stress testing.
That's actually a science that's being taught in many places, like if you go to Europe and all that, But in North America, typically, what is it, right? But it's all about checking the energetics in buildings and so on. And anyway, so I took my magic wands. I took them to another level because I'm just so much into personal health, right? So when I first got these, they were just like they were moving all over the place, just flopping.
Okay.
It took me about 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden I could feel this energy that I was aligned with them too, right? And it was just, okay, something is going on here,
Okay.
And so it's like that. I guess you have to be ready. I believe that everybody has the potential to learn these things. Mm-hmm. For me, it just came natural. It probably took me 6 months I was thinking this was pure technology. Okay, not realizing it's me that had to be also being tuned with it.
Consciousness technology.
And then I was asked by a friend who's been familiar with dowsing and stuff like that. He says, "Did you ever do dowsing before?" I says, "No." He says, "Wow, that's pretty good. That what you can do with these things, right?" And so that's all of a sudden, interesting. Yes. So, anyways, it's been a process of learning. So, just over 3 years. Just working with it, but pretty well every day.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I'm open up to thinking through, any challenge. Somebody comes up, well, what about this? Can we test this? Sure, why not? Let's try it.
Yeah. And for me, so when I came to see you, I was standing across the room from you, and it was first you tested my aura.
Right.
So my electromagnetic field around my body. And what I learned, because I did a dowsing class,
is
that there's an inner aura and an outer aura.
Right.
And so you had my inner aura measured.
Mm-hmm,
and then you had me point to different places.
Right.
So my eyes, my liver, and the rods were literally like moving in and out depending on what was in balance and what wasn't in balance in my body. And then the second time I saw you, there was a marked shift to the first time you measured me.
Right.
Which is, again, like so interesting. So what happened between this and this session with you? And that's for you, I'm seeing that you're gathering information and then you bring that into the room.
Correct.
Where the person lies on the table and you're using these cupping technique. And what you said was the most important thing when I asked you. You said it's the microcirculation in the body. And that so often it's like arteries and veins. Yeah, that's important. But more so, it's the tiny little capillaries in our extremities, like at the surface of the skin, that are not getting, they get bound in the fascia or...
Right.
And then suddenly stagnancy, stagnant chi, right?
Yes. Yeah, it's all about energy, and energy having to move, has to flow.
That's it.
And when energy is stagnant, things happen. We know what happens with water when it puddles. It gets bacteria, it gets all this other stuff growing. Exactly. Mm-hmm. So similar to our blood. And that's where, like, for example, if you look at old ways of doing cupping, like in the eastern part, they would cut the flesh and then put the cups on it, so that it would draw the blood out, because stagnant blood creates infection, right? So it's just like water sitting there, bacteria grows, same thing happens because the oxygen levels deplete.
That's right.
When it loses the oxygen, now you make room for bacteria and viruses and so on. So people that find themselves in these long-term conditions, so that these things become chronic. But it's all about energy flow every time.
Energy flow. Yep.
This is what I've postulated for myself. Where the energy goes, the blood flows. And where the blood flows, the oxygen gets there, the nutrients gets there, all the benefits that consist within our blood. Then the body does the healing.
That's
Because
right.
and when people ask me, can you heal me? No, I can only heal me. And you can heal you. Cut your hair, cut your nail, cut your skin. This is the example you use. Guess what happened? Nails grow, skin heal, hair grows. You're doing it. Nothing to do with me. So any part that's yours, I'm just a helper. That's it, right?
Exactly.
I flow the energy, and I'm a helper. I'm a facilitator of that, and that's it. And so nice to be a help.
Yeah, and you're a help to so many people.
Yeah.
So many people.
Well, that's what, looking at life, doing different things, involved in sales and marketing, and always things that I look for was to benefit others, benefit me and benefit others. And
So what's one of the most stunning kind of session or cases that you've had, like of where it really just even stunned you, the positive result of one or two or three sessions with you someone had?
Well, I've had people that, like, say, I've had people with cancer, okay, but they're doing a bunch of different things, and I just do my part, my help, and like I say, I don't consider myself treating in that way on the healing side, but just empowering the body. That's all we're doing. So, I happened to be with this lady in the elevator, and she's done some sessions with me, and the other person that lives in her building said, "Oh, you're the one with the cancer." "Oh, I know, that's all been helped." And Richard was a big help in allowing me. So, I wasn't expecting that, but that makes you feel good. She felt it.
She felt
right?
that you contributed.
Yeah. And I have many seniors too, right? Typically, most people, as they age, they have problems moving. Their walking slows down. And so I've had some people in and do the techniques that I'm doing, and they're walking, and they get free of their walker, then they get free of their canes. They maybe not 100% because physically the body is shifted, they're bent or whatever, but they have better quality of life nevertheless and able to travel and enjoy life a little bit more. So when you see these things happen, it's kind of, like older people, when they kind of come around, they says, well, if you really want to, yes, I can help. No guarantees, right? But just trust the process. Believe that you can be better because it has happened for other people. Because it's that part too.
Yeah.
It's their belief system, right?
But behind the scenes, meanwhile, you've seen client after client after client after client benefit. So what are the, what could you to yourself proclaim, like, this is the benefit of these oxygen cupping and, from what you've measured and you can tell, like, this is what I'm seeing over and over again.
Well, what happens, we're able to measure and find the points where the blockages are.
Yep.
And probably the biggest revelation that I have, to me, is what they teach in traditional Chinese medicine about feet first.
Feet first.
Your foundation,
profound.
right?
It's profound.
And it's so profound. So whenever I start working, I feel I've developed a technology like reflexology. I work on those points in a different way. And when we help the feet, 72,000 points in the feet are connected to everything above, right? So it doesn't matter if it's eye issues, it's in the feet, liver issues and whatever. And how the wands have helped me. And this is only quite recent. Okay, I started doing more on the feet probably about a year ago. But even the stuff that I test the individual part of the feet by people pushing on their foot, push on the heel, each sideways, because it tells me how the arches have been affected, collapse perhaps, just like the suspension in the car.
Right.
Okay, and it doesn't seem like in our medical world that anybody has actually really picked up on it. Well, of course, they don't have the wand, so
No,
but very quickly. So no MRIs, no X-rays, none of these fancy, expensive tests. Within minutes, I can tell how their feet is off, and even if they wear shoes. And many people wear shoes that are bad for them. So your footwear can be your enemy, even if you pay hundreds of dollars for them, right?
Yeah.
But to me, that's the most profound thing, because I can help people above, okay? But if we don't really address if there's problems in the feet, And I always tell people, those 72,000 points in your feet, they're like act like dimmer switches on your light circuit. So when you push that dimmer switch down, there's no electricity or very little, you get a very dim light. So let's say if that's related in the foot to the eye, and you got eye issues, you can get glasses, you can take supplements, you can do all kinds of things. You can have acupuncture down to those points around there to help you. And you possibly can get some stimulation to help that a little bit. But if the master switch is off in your feet, and then you're going to be walking, standing, and it's over time. If you don't correct that point, it's going to get worse.
That's right.
But if we correct it and bring it back to more youthful levels, then it's like bringing that dimmer switch up. You're bringing the energy back up to all those points. So again, where the energy goes, the blood flows, the oxygen, the nutrients, everything get there. And you are meant to heal. And apparently, till your last breath, your body wants to heal. So keep all your vital systems in place, and then the chances are very big.
Yeah, it's all connected.
And we're all connected. Yeah, this is a whole network kind of going on in the body. That is so amazing, right?
And what's cool is that because, like, you're talking about just a human system that's all connected, but then also we had a conversation earlier about like how we as healers are connected to our clients in consciousness, and that our consciousness is impacting them. And you know, the quantum level research that's being done now with the psi research and everything, it shows, you know, it's like the technician can have a thought and impact the behavior of electrons, you know, whether it's a particle, whether it's a wave, the photons, you know, and it's what, you know, it's like many, many mystical and indigenous cultures have known this forever and ever and ever. And, you know, science is catching up, and they're proclaiming it now on many kind of alternative sites, that how powerful consciousness is. And in fact, everything is consciousness.
It is, yeah.
And we literally are embodied reality creators. And so we wanted to do a little bit of an experiment.
Oh, we're going to do a few experiments at that level. and like I said, what really got me on the level of consciousness, something science has also studied, is about the ant colony, where, you know, the queen ant, she sends whatever. She's affecting the consciousness of the whole colony. And we know ants are hard workers. They build things all the time. And she might not necessarily have to be physically in their presence. She could be somewhere else. And they go about doing it. But one thing they've found out is when the queen ant dies, obviously everything stops. Okay? So how powerful. So we're just thinking, okay, that's a queen ant. And here we are as humans. And on this planet, I suppose we're the ones that have evolved the most on this planet. But yet, we've lost that knowledge. And if we were to bring that back and just start to have that realization, you know, okay, here's that little ant, and here's us, the giants. Supposed to be the giants, anyways.
Yeah.
How much more can we be so effective if we can start living back at that state, right?
Yes.
Because we're supposed to be creators. And we are.
Yes.
I mean, look at all the devices, the technology that essentially has been invented, right? Those start with ideas, okay? And then they put it together, and it's just the same like an artist put something out, okay? Well, take this, you know, in terms of, like I said, the healing. Send the thoughts, the prayers, all these things do work.
That's right.
But it's for a lack of our belief, right? Ye of little faith, you know. But it says also, if you have faith like a mustard seed, you know, like, okay, so just a little faith, that's all we need. We can move mountains.
Absolutely,
okay?
Yeah.
So, but we have lost that, you know, we just think about...
We've been trained out of that knowing
it's
of who we are.
The programming that has taken place, and of course, you know, nowadays we really believe that we got to get the degrees, but I think many people have gone to the universities and all that and end up with degrees, and today they cannot even apply themselves and earn the money they think they're going to earn with those kind of degrees, right?
And they get kind of like they live here.
Exactly.
Right? And disconnect from the intuition and, you know, their mystical nature and the invisible realms. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and it's things that I've learned slowly. I just want it to come faster now. You know?
Right, you're
it's like, just go out,
I
right?
know.
Because, see, when I was young, I grew up with that. I was told I was dumb and not capable. So I really, I was super shy. I wouldn't say a whole lot, and it's taken me many, many years to kind of break out. And I think there's sometimes things that still allows me to pull back in areas, right? But being in this work, I just find myself super excited. I wake up, all right, like, what am I going to learn today? So I always put myself in that student situation. And there's a saying, when the student's ready, the teacher arrives. So many times I get taught things, almost I would say weekly. Things present themselves. Somebody says something, send me something, whatever. And it's just like, oh my goodness. And I'll take that and apply it in my, you know, my field. And like I said, so I can test some of these things for myself because we work with our five senses. But here's the big thing. I'll say this all the time. Whatever can be measured can be managed, because now we visually see it and then we can process it.
That's
oh my
right.
goodness. And then we can go about it. And that's why we're putting out these videos, right, all the time.
Showing people.
Yeah, just showing people, like, and more people
That's
are,
right.
you know, I've got an email from somebody there about a week ago. Hey, I've been watching your videos for the last year. Thank you for sharing this information. Wow, that's good when you get some feedback from it. But you know, for me, it's just like put out the energy. Just keep on putting out the energy. And I know that I cross barriers, and some people find it really hard to accept because you know, people have to break through their blockages, paradigms, belief systems,
right.
and you know, it could be from a religious background, cultural background,
medical training.
Exactly, yes, programming,
academic
right?
training.
And so I think it's the most important thing, you know, is we have children. Give them the opportunity to develop on their own and allow them not to be so programmed by everything.
Right.
I see
Think
so
for
many
yourself.
parents giving their children iPads, and these kids are just totally immersed in these iPads, television, computers, whatever.
Yeah, and these programs that they're are training them to.
They cannot
perceive a certain
even
way.
have a good, proper relationship with other
Right.
people now,
Right.
right? And that's like, oh, that's so dangerous, because now, okay, the mind gets hijacked, mutilated, terrorized, and when you present them with the truth on things like these kind of concepts, whoa, like,
Right.
because it's hard for them to accept.
Yeah.
And
Well, I believe that we are in a growing
yes,
community of kind of cutting edge, you know, in a way cutting edge, but also like anchored or tethered to the mystical and indigenous wisdoms as well. But that we're a growing community.
absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
and that together, like, I love meeting people like you. You know, it's like, you're my brother, you know, because, and my husband Dwayne, and like, there's many of us who really are committed to educating people and showing them the differences. And my last session with you, I brought up the book, The Energy Cure by Bill Bankston. And this is, so Bill is somebody that was a colleague of mine. I got to meet him once, but I didn't really get to know him. But we both were teaching at Energy Medicine University in California. And he was continuing his lab research with mice. He was using mice, all to prove that hands-on healing actually cures cancer. And he proved it in 7 different lab studies. He showed over and over again that the lab mice, when even skeptical graduate students were brought in for 28 days, put their hands on a plastic box, which the mice were inside of, every day for an hour, touching the outside of the box, all the lab mice cured of mammary cancer, very aggressive cancer, and all the control mice that nobody knew where they were located and never saw them also remitted, right?
Wow.
So it's like, how did that happen? But they proved it over and over again so that it was completely beyond a shadow of a doubt true, and yet still the pushback from the medical community, unwilling to believe it, unwilling, and some doctors saying, I see that this is true, but if I subscribe to energy healing, I will lose my license.
Right.
Right. I have to believe in this paradigm here and feed this paradigm if I want to keep my income and keep my work and career or tenure or whatever. And
I think that's the
what
biggest
they
threat
face.
for some people, that you have to really let go of your ego and everything else and willing, because I really
What's
feel
more
that
important?
the rewards will be just so much more.
Absolutely.
Right? But of course, let's say this doctor, he's married, he's got kids, he's brought them a certain lifestyle.
Right.
And all of a sudden, the threat of maybe having to change all this,
That's
what that's
right.
going to,
How that's
lead
gonna
to. So the
impact.
faith, all of a sudden, it's not
That's
there,
right.
but I guess
It's
I just
true.
continue with this, right?
Right.
But it takes a level of guts, whatever you want to
It's
call
true,
it, to
yeah.
make it. But I'm really happy that I did many things, and I did really things that I was told to do or other people wanted me to do. But now I just finally find myself doing what I want to do.
Yeah. That's right.
And it's brings joy to me, really,
Absolutely.
right? It just changes.
Yeah.
So somehow I'm not focused on the money, but I believe in this. Go do the right thing, and then the
You're
money
taken
starts
care of.
Yeah.
Because there's more than enough
Absolutely.
in this universe.
Exactly.
And
It's
that's
abundance.
a paradigm
Yes.
we're liberating from. It's like, there's not enough for me.
Yeah.
Just compost that. That is false,
Yes.
right? There's
And
more than
and that's
enough
again,
for everybody.
things that I've been kind of studying on and doing a lot of reading, and the conscious subconscious mind.
Mm-hmm.
So much of how we've been programmed. They say, but at the age of 7 or 8, you pretty well follow that program.
Right.
And this is whatever. It's just ingrained in you. The circuitry is there.
Yeah.
And knowing that, and then saying, okay, I need to change this behavior. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So then it's reprogramming yourself, putting things before you, change your belief system, and I already see the manifestations starting to shift even bigger since I've been focusing more on this level of things. So
Yeah.
anybody, like I said, when it comes to healing, we can put that energy out. We could talk about the doctors doing that. What has been a big help to me is these videos from Greg Braden. He did that one in Milan, and then they were showing, I'm sure you can still find him on YouTube, where this this hospital in Beijing,
Okay.
there was a person with a tumor, and the doctors, no medicine, they were just chanting,
Right.
and then they used, some kind of imaging, and over time, tumor was shrinking.
That's
shrinking.
right.
It's gone.
Right. The immune system. Because the energy, right?
Right.
It's like the energy gives the immune system the energy, and then the body can do what it needs to do to heal. Right? And it's like that's kind of like the outcome of what the work that Bill Bankston was doing, was showing, was like, and they were working with, did a bunch of experiments with meditators, monks, different things, showing their brain waves, what was happening. And they're like, it's all the immune system. It's like cancer can be cured with energy medicine and hands-on healing because you're boosting the immune system, and then your body has the strength it needs to take care of, the
Absolutely.
mutant cells, and they go into the cell death and everything. But with other diseases as well. So, yeah, Greg Braden. So it's
yeah, cool.
it's totally miraculous. I mean, it's what people would call miraculous, and yet this shouldn't be considered a miracle.
Exactly. Yeah.
This is actually
should be natural.
normal.
Exactly. Yeah.
And everybody needs to know this.
Oh, it's like Dr. What's his name? Lipton, Bruce Lipton.
Yeah.
Biology of belief.
That's right.
It is an actual science, but where are they teaching this? The school should be teaching these programs, and we would have amazing society if
empowered society.
An empowered society, yeah. But yeah, it's all so right now. It's all about the money system that's in place.
That's right.
And
that's
control.
Right.
But here we hope to, by having these talks, these videos, that people start to realize, come in the good of these things, right?
Yes.
Take the baby steps even.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a step. It's what happened to me, just a little at a time. Now it's happening a lot more faster.
That's right.
So you can take the big step. You can start running.
Yeah.
But for me, that's it. Just take whatever steps, wherever you're at. Just accept it. You might not have to believe it, but don't resist it. Just try it. You might just like it, and that will expand your belief system.
You might surprise yourself.
Exactly. So yeah, well, we're going to do now. We're going to go to the park, and we're going to shoot some videos to demonstrate some of these aspects. The power of words, and
consciousness,
belief.
Yeah.
It's all part. It's all.
This is my favorite part.
Yeah. Me too. And the favorite part is to test it and to be able to show it to people.
Yeah.
So come and follow us. We're going to have so many more exciting videos even after this. And when you come back, maybe we'll have some more ideas to come back visiting again, right?
Yeah. Great.
So, yeah.
Or you come to Hawaii.
Oh, yeah, that'd be nice. Swim with the dolphins.
Oh, I could tell you stories. Yeah. Next time.
Neat creatures. Yeah.
Incredible beings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for having been here with us today. Come and join us in the future. Share this information with others. Make comments. Ask questions. And thanks for being with us. Look us up. Check the website, bioenergywellnesscare.com. I'm Richard Lehwald. And here we have Marie Owl. Thank you.
Thanks.